Hey, what's up? This is Whathehadas. Hey, I've been promising to upload a video about my study with my mom that she coerced me to join in, and she let me choose the book we was gonna study out of, and I chose the Proclaimer's book. It's a good book to try to use to make her start using her critical thinking and try to open up her eyes about the Watchtower Society. Now, I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not trying to attack the Bible in any way. I just using it as a tool just to try to help my mom to start thinking about some things. Because we started off at the beginning. I was trying to start like somewhere in the middle where it really starts talking about the organization of Proclaimer's book. But the beginning talks about why Jdubb needs witnesses, and it has some good points in there because it started to lay the foundation of how the organization started. But I started a quarter of the way because the study was like almost 2 hours. And the majority of the time I was asking questions, and my mom was on her heels trying to answer them. Though most of them she just making an accusation that I was just speculating. So it's a quarter of the way, and here we go.
Choosing to be with wicked people.
Well, how would you classify wicked people?
Wicked people, Ken, is self-explanatory. You know, people that does all kind of bad, mean things to hurt other people, don't show love. You can just go on and killing people. They can kill them mentally too. You know, why is that funny? How you classify wicked people?
So there are people that kill people that you classify the wickedness as people
deliberately
deliberately kill people eventually.
Is that a righteous person?
Well, how they gonna be right? They kill the person, so obviously I guess they not.
You don't want to be in the courtyard with that person, would you?
No.
You don't want to be in the courtyard with that person. Hold on a minute, cause it's so far in there. Hello, Elizabeth. Yes. Adam and Eve, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he gave them a beautiful garden, a home to live in, and he laid upon them a commandment. Said, from every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction, but for the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it. And in that day you eat from it, you will positively die. So let's look into the Bible, Genesis 2:16. You done read that many times.
Yeah.
But let's read it. Because Jehovah looks at us even if we say it, even we know it. We want to read it in the Bible again. Read 16 and 17.
Says, and Jehovah God also laid this command upon the man, from every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction. But as for the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it. For in the day you eat from it, you will positively die.
Do you believe that?
The question.
What question?
If Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and do you think they were perfect?
They were perfect.
But where does it say that in the scriptures?
They were where did it say they was perfect?
Okay.
Yeah. That's what, Kenny. We don't want to go off on the left field right now, but we will get to that.
Okay, but
we will get to.
More closely related to the scripture, though. You said, Jehovah said, but as for the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it. For the day you eat from it, you positively will die.
Yeah.
Question, they die? Did they know? Did they know what death is?
Did they know what death was?
Yes.
Undoubtedly, he probably did, because Jehovah talked to him.
How would they know what death is if they were one of the first creation?
Well, you know, listen, remember this. Jehovah would talk with them in the midst of the day, in the breeze. He talked to Adam. Adam knew a lot of things because they were perfect.
But how do we know he was talking to him the whole time?
Well, we just according to what the Bible said. I've seen this in the Bible.
I haven't seen him talking to him. All I seen him was
what
he
did
just gave him instructions to name the animals.
No, listen, Kenny, but everything is not spelled out A, B, C, D like that.
But don't you think it should have been spelled out? If this is the main, this is the main book that everything else is based upon. And this is like the start, the beginning.
Yeah.
Genesis.
But Kenny, a lot of things is this. If they did, the book would have been so big.
Should it have been at least close to
I think it is.
Being a big book and bigger than what it is?
But according to my mind's eye.
Do you think it should have been more detailed? Because why was the tree placed there anyway? If they were already perfect, why would they need to be tested?
We getting there. It's here. It's in here.
Okay.
We getting there. See, you jumping ahead.
I'm not jumping ahead. I just asking a question.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good question. We're gonna remember that. But it said to go on and say what was the tree of the knowledge of good and bad, and what eating of its fruit signified. You see that?
Yes.
And then it said it was a little tree. It was a little tree.
How do we know that?
How do we know that?
Yeah.
Well, according to the Bible, it's in Genesis, Kenny, and it'll let you see. It'll help you to visualize that it probably was a little tree. It said but God employed it for symbolic purpose. We know that's symbolic,
you have literal and you have a symbolic.
It was symbolic purpose.
So the tree in itself
was literal.
Well, the tree in itself with the fruit, was actually just fruit. You're saying it symbolized the knowledge of good and bad.
Yeah, but it was actually, hold on a minute. It's in your mind, and we're going to get them all cleared up here.
Yes.
What you doing?
Why you say there's a lot of questions in my mind? Yes, a lot of questions.
I mean, in all of our minds, it should be. Because you want to hear this thing clearly. You know, you want to get to knowledge, get accurate knowledge.
Yeah.
So, Genesis, what we read, Genesis what? I was talking about the tree, right?
Yeah, the tree.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, it's a literal and a symbolic tree, okay?
It ain't two different trees and not...
I know I'm saying it's a literal and a symbolic. It's literal.
But it's a little tree.
It symbolizes the knowledge of good and bad.
Yeah, right. That's what it's doing.
But in itself, it was just a fruit tree.
Yeah.
But it signified...
It doesn't tell what kind of fruit tree.
It has some special power of a knowledge of good and bad. Question.
Mm-hmm.
So if that tree had the knowledge of good and bad, what did Adam and Eve know in the first place?
What did they know?
What was their morale? If they had no knowledge of good and bad, then what was their morale then?
I believe they had knowledge, Kenny.
They had not, but why would the tree say the knowledge of good and bad then?
And it was a test.
It
was a test. Watch here.
They don't say it. Where in the scriptures do it say it's a test?
No, it didn't say it was a test. What a symbolic to it's. I wouldn't say the word test, but they might have used something else. Was just to check.
But why would he test something that's perfect? If he made them in his image, ain't God perfect?
Yeah, but still, he didn't make them robots, Kenny.
Okay, then God is not a robot too, so...
No, we can't say what God is, but he didn't make man to be a robot. So he wanted them to have choice.
So if he's a perfect God, you believe he's good in all things, he's like the top of the line. He's above everything else.
Yes, he is.
He's the cream of the crop of love. Love and everything, every essence is him. Power, justice, and wisdom.
Exactly.
So perfect is the essence of him, and he created us in his image.
Yes.
Why would he have to test them in the first place?
It's just like us. We are being tested.
But why would he have to test? Why would he have to test somebody who's perfect?
You still, Kenny, they have to have a freedom of choice. They don't want to be just a robot. If he didn't test them, they'd do everything he tell them to do.
Okay,
but he wants to see your loyalty. He wants to see what you are.
But didn't he already create him with that type of equality?
Yeah, but we don't, Ken, it's a lot of things that's unanswered. We don't even know.
But don't you think it should have been in the scriptures, Dad? If that's...
You would think
if this created such... We're in a situation now where we're sinful creatures and we're struggling from day to day, and it all goes back to this account.
Yes, situation. It does. It's the main
thing. Don't you think that should have been in here? If I was going to court and we were stuck in a situation because of our ancestors, and we was trying to validate what exactly happened with them, why we were put in this situation. We were put in a detrimental situation that we had to deal with from day to day. Want to know the details, exactly what happened? Okay, that's it for today. Part 2 tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. All right.